join us for today's notable news highlights. Lloyd Doggett, a U.S. congressman, has become the first Democrat lawmaker to publicly urge President Joe Biden to withdraw from seeking a second term in the White House. This move highlights the Democratic Party facing new challenges amid negative public perception of Biden following a heated debate with former President Donald Trump on the evening of June 27 in Atlanta. It's not just a historic political event but also a clear sign of division and challenges the Democratic Party is confronting. After a tense debate, Biden has faced critical assessment from the public, showing the nation's keen interest in America's future direction and the significance of every political decision. Amid mounting concerns about President Biden's health and his re-election campaign, Congressman Lloyd Doggett has boldly called for Biden to withdraw from the race, a move that has sparked intense reactions across the Democratic Party. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse from Rhode Island, once a staunch supporter who viewed Biden as the ultimate contender against Trump, has openly expressed surprise and disappointment over the president's recent lackluster debate performance. This unfolding drama not only underscores deep divisions within the party but also raises profound questions about the future of American leadership and the Democratic Party's path forward. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, a Democratic representative from Michigan, has criticized President Biden's campaign and announced her intention to continue her electoral efforts. She is also considering organizing interviews or press conferences to address concerns about his health, aiming to reassure the public. This proactive stance underscores the evolving dynamics within the Democratic Party amidst ongoing scrutiny of Biden's candidacy and health status. Recent polls reveal a growing sentiment within the Democratic Party regarding President Biden's re-election bid. A Reuters survey concluded on June 30 showed that 32% of Democrats believe Biden should abandon his campaign efforts. Similarly, a CBS News poll released on July 1 indicated that 45% of Democratic voters who participated in the survey expressed concerns about Biden's health and preferred he make way for another candidate. These findings highlight the increasing internal debate and uncertainty surrounding Biden's candidacy as Democrats grapple with pivotal decisions leading up to the next election. However, the process of finding a replacement candidate in a U.S. presidential election is far from simple. Despite the negative assessments, many Democratic members continue to voice their support for the incumbent president. Democratic Senator Chris Coons, a close ally and co-chair of Biden's campaign, has staunchly defended Biden, asserting that he is the party's best chance to defeat Trump. Senator Raphael Warnock, another prominent Democrat, has also affirmed that President Biden does not need to drop out of the race. These statements underscore a divided Democratic landscape, with conflicting views on Biden's candidacy and the path forward for the party as the election cycle intensifies. Even amidst speculation following his underwhelming performance in the June 27 debate against Republican opponent Donald Trump, the Democratic National Committee of the United States has moved swiftly. They announced plans to officially nominate Joe Biden as their presidential candidate as early as July 21, a departure from the initially scheduled August date. This proactive step aims to quell any doubts about potential replacement candidates and to strengthen unity among Democratic Party members. As tensions and uncertainties mount, Biden's nomination represents a pivotal moment in shaping the party's strategy and focus leading up to the next election. Following President Joe Biden's lackluster debate performance against Republican opponent Donald Trump on the evening of June 27, White House Chief of Staff Jeff Zients convened a comprehensive staff meeting on June 30. According to Reuters, White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre relayed that Zients emphasized the importance of unity within the team, acknowledging the significant challenges faced in recent days. This gathering underscores a pivotal moment as the administration navigates internal dynamics and prepares to address public perception and future electoral strategies. Meanwhile, according to the latest ABC News poll, support for President Joe Biden among voters unexpectedly increased this week, signaling that the upcoming election remains fiercely contested despite his recent debate performance setback. Both Biden and his Republican challenger, Donald Trump, garnered 40% support each from approximately 1,070 registered voters surveyed. This statistic indicates a slight uptick in Biden's support compared to last month's poll, 39%, while Trump saw a marginal decrease from his previous standing. In the latest CNN poll, 83% of Democratic Party members and 97% of Republican Party members agreed that President Biden stumbled and seemed to falter during the recent debate. The survey also revealed that following the debate, approximately 33% of Democrats believe Biden should drop out of the race, despite his commitment not to do so after his disappointing performance against Trump last week. Following this debate, there have been voices of concern within the Democratic Party about their presidential candidate's ability to contest for the presidency. In fact, many political commentators, including the editorial board of the New York Times, have called for President Biden to resign. The Washington Post has questioned whether Biden is capable of handling this challenging job for another 4 years, citing the debate as a significant factor in raising these doubts. According to the New York Times, in recent days, top donors have consulted political advisors about the rules for potentially replacing President Biden before or during the Democratic National Convention in August. The White House has recently asserted that Joe Biden's hesitant performance and inability to finish sentences during the debate with Donald Trump were simply a bad night. They emphasized that President Biden does not suffer from Alzheimer's or memory loss and is capable of carrying out his duties effectively. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters after senior Democratic officials acknowledged legitimate concerns about the president's mental health. President Biden showed clear confusion, misspeaking and struggling to finish sentences during last week's debate with former President Donald Trump. His poor performance, at age 81, has been branded a disaster by U.S. news organizations and Democratic Party sponsors. Some among them have called for Biden to immediately suspend his re-election campaign. Former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi told MSNBC on the morning of June 30, "I think it's a fair question to raise. Is this just a phase or is it something that is more of a concern?" Pelosi added that both President Biden and former President Trump owe the American people any test they want to participate in regarding their mental acuity and health. Nancy Pelosi, considered a close ally of President Biden, pledged last year to work diligently to ensure Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris would be re-elected. Currently, only a few Democratic lawmakers are explicitly calling for Biden to suspend his re-election campaign. Earlier on Tuesday, Congressman Lloyd Doggett issued a statement urging the president to make the painful and difficult decision to withdraw. However, Pelosi is not the only senior Democratic figure questioning Biden's health. Speaking to MSNBC, Congressman Jim Clyburn said he would defer to medical experts' opinions and would support Vice President Harris in running for president if Biden were to step aside. Clyburn's statement marks a significant shift immediately following the Trump-Biden debate. He attributed Biden's poor performance to overwhelming preparation and claimed his loyalty to Biden. Press Secretary Jean-Pierre told reporters in a brief afternoon meeting on June 30, "We understand the concerns. We get that. The president had a rough night," reiterating Biden's explanation that he had a cold and a hoarse voice. However, questions about Biden's mental acuity dominated the hours-long press briefing. When asked whether the White House would release more detailed medical records beyond the annual physical summary of President Biden, Jean-Pierre declined to comment. Similarly, when questioned about whether Biden had undergone cognitive testing, she also declined to confirm or deny. Earlier, Jean-Pierre faced criticism from reporters for not informing them in advance about the president's schedule for the week. In an internal meeting on the morning of June 30, the White House sought to address concerns that President Biden's poor performance might indicate a larger health issue. White House Chief of Staff Jeff Zients presided over the internal meeting and emphasized the importance of unity within the president's team. Reuters quoted White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre as saying that Zients conveyed the significance of unity within the team, while also acknowledging that there have been significant challenges in recent days.